So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are back again for discussing about AWS. So we have created the instances, we have known the instances, how many types of instances, and how many instances we can create, how many security groups, and the security group functionality will be explained later. But we have created a security group and we have created an instance. Basically, we will be having different sorts of executions that can be happened in an EC2. We have gone into logging or just entering into the EC2 or virtual machine. So now we will be learning about the instances that we have learned already, but the detailed explanation of the description. So we will be having the different types of name IDs like UPI ID, DNS, and UID, and that is user ID, and different sorts of functions like which password you have given, which numbers can allow and access the data. So these will be seen in the description part of the EC2 instance. So now if we go for status check, we have mainly four types of performances that will be prepared by or performed by EC2 instance. That is description. As I said, now we have the description for this type of items like as I said earlier, also we can terminate the system or stop and hibernate, and we have different types of options which you can enable or disable in the part of the description. Means how you want your instance to be working is an basic description will be given at that place. Next we have the status check. We will be having different types of status check, that is status check of the system or the statistics of the instance. So particularly speaking about the status check of the system, we will be checking about the data or that is regarding to the physical conditioning like power, networking, and software issues that are created by the external users or the servers, which lead to the different type of functionality. Means if we don't have any conditioning place like having the DNS issues or having the different sorts of IP problems or using the VPN servers for using into an this type of servers. So we will be taking the complete check or status about the system that we are running on. Next we will go for instance status check. That will be given for simple, that is a status check for the instances whether the traffic flowing into it or flowing out will be carefully handled or not. So if the traffic is more or if the server is too busy, then the status check will be going into red, so that we need to check by personally, and we will be handling the server's traffic and maintaining it and moving on to the load balancer, so that the load balancer will be load balancing or sending the traffic to the particular area which is required for that time. So we have the third option or the third data or the third performance that will be shown at EC2 instance main page. That is, we have basic type of monitoring there. So monitoring is the topic at the time. So we have two types of monitoring here. So basic monitoring will be allowing us to see different sorts of aspects, but if you want to enable any one of them, so you need to be enabling the detailed monitoring. So if you go into detailed monitoring, you will be having basically four types of checkings or monitorings. That is CPU, disk, network, status. These are the four types. So CPU has different types of checkings, and disk has different types of checkings, network has different type of checkings, and data or the status will be having the different type of checkings. So CPU has different type of checking, like how much the CPU is utilized by, CPU utilization, and CPU credit usage. So how much the time the credit that is taken for CPU to process the entire stage, that will be checked here, or we can see the report. We can see the balance of it, means how much time it is left for taking the credit, or the CPU will be taking to complete the program. Next we have disk operations, that are disk read operations. Means disk will be reading, that is one sort of operation. If the disk is reading or not, we can check here. And the disk reading operations means the connections that are leading to disk read are been working or not, can we can check here. Disk writing, we can write in the disk here whether the disk is writing, we are writing on the disk or not, we can see that by disk writes. And disk writing operation, so if you are writing an operation in that, or any operation that is related to the disk writing can be seen here. Next we have network. In network we have how much network we are using, network in bytes, and network we will be putting into it so that the server issues will not be occurred, or the patch nodes can be used. So here we use network put. Network packets in means how much packets of data which is gone in and gone out will be taken by the network packets in and out, status checking. So this is the monitoring of that. Next, status check will be having basically 3 types of status checking, as I said now. Status check according to the system, status check according to the instance, status check according to the any sort of matter. So if you check according to the system, if anything is failed, it will be popping up here, or it will be shown here that you have failed at this time, or you have seen it for this time. It has been failed at some time, or some spike will be seen at there. Then system checking or the status checking for the instance, that is the instance will be, as I said earlier, any traffic issues or any sort of issues that will be monitored here. Here both these come under the any sort of status checking, so that any particular issue will be popping up here, or it will be notified by a spike, so that you can monitor it or control it by personally going into that type of this one. Next, if we want to go into the EC2 instance, so if we go into the EC2 instance, we will be having the metadata. So what is metadata? Metadata is the data which is already written at the point, but we will be having some sort of applications to relate it to the metadata. So metadata can be replaced or recalled by the HTTPS. We can say that, but we need to know this. That is HTTPS :/169.254.169.254/latest-metadata. So here you can get the metadata list or options that are related to the metadata. So we can get it here as AMI ID, AMI launch index means how much index or at which index it is launched, AMI manifest path, which path it is traveling, or which manifestation it has took into the path, or block device mapping. So we can either block the device, or we can map the device. Either it can be recovered from the block object, so that it can skip that device and it can go further. Events, if there are any scheduled events, can be seen here. Host name, the host name is represented for the person or the conductor of this server. Next, IAM means, as we know, identity and access management. Here we can control the persons, or we can give the access, we can identify the persons, like it will be working as tags. Next, we will be here identity credentials will be coming under the tags as well. So tags means actually we are working on a team, so that which person is designated at which place we can store in this. Thus credentials will be stored here, so that this is known as the identity credentials. Instance action means how much action is the instance is performing, or what is the performance that is created by the instance can be seen here. Instance type, which type of instance we are using, like on demand or on spot, or middled, or continuous hosts that are entertaining that server. So we can see different types of what is the type of the instance that is used here. So here we have the local host name and local IPv4. So IPv4 will be related to the subject, where we will be seeing the which type of server, which topic of server we will be using at the local place. Means if you are the user, or if you are the owner of the group, then you can directly access without any concentric levels, or without any sort of data that will be required to access into it. But if you are a user which is given by the owner, they need to have some sort of local information for maintaining the data that is required for entering into this type of instance. Next, we will go for metrics, network, placement, and profile. So profile here is which profile you have logged in. So I have given the EC2 user as a name for the profile. So the placement is which place this is stored, or which place the present working data is done. So here the metrics have been also come here. So how much in which quantity we need to take the output, or in which data we need to take the output is the main instance here. So that is all we will be seeing in the EC2. So here We can also see some sorts of different services also there, like we will be seeing the public and reservation in sorts of as you said earlier, local IPv4 and local this one. Now we can see public also, local host name and local IPv4 we have seen that. Now we have gone for public IPv4 and public host name, so that the public needs the keys to enter into it. As I said, no, the user, as a user you cannot just go enter it and cannot just tell the user that I am using it. So he needs to give you some information or the keys that will be required you to entering into the server or the ID or the DNS server. So that you need to have a reservation ID for that, and you need to have public keys, and you need to be one of the member in the security groups, so that you will be actually seeing which security group this instance is working, or which security group it can be entered, or which security group we are actually working in it. So what are the rules and regulations for the security group, we can see in that. So here this is the root ID, so that the root ID will be as created as your functionality ID, that is as now created it will be 172.3.1.20.130 EC2 user will be shown at the main place, so that at that documented at that time we have created a user name EC2 user, so that from there we will be clearing all the informations that we have entered now. Now we can start the working of it by entering the program into that. So we have, or we will be using Linux in the operating system as an operating system in EC2, so that it has two types of Linux operating system, or two flavors that is recommended, that is RPM based or Debian based. So RPM based has CentOS and Red Hat, so that the Debian based will be having Ubuntu. So generally we will be using the RPM based. So if you want to update the RPM, then you need to give the command yum update -y. If you want to update in Debian form, then you need to give apt-get update -y. So here we will be updating the different sorts of elements that we need to update, like as I said, no, in the reservation IDs or security groups, you can update it by here. So if you want to update the software in the Linux operating system, then you need to upgrade it by yum install httpd -y for updating the software in the Linux operating system. If you want to update it in the Debian, then you need to go for apt-get install apache -y. Or this is here HTTP is the Apache for the Linux. In the Linux we will be calling the Apache as the HTTP PDT. Next we will be having, if you are using a not HTTP server, then if you are using PHP, then if you are using then yum install php-y. Here we will be getting apt-get install -y. If you are not using any sort of HTTP, then you can give this direct -y, so that it will be updating the software as it is required for the current server to be running. So sudo -su will be elevating the user, that you are in present user, so that if you want to actually do any sort of this upgradation or any sort of software update, you need to be in the root user, or you should be a root user to update it. So if you want to get the elevation from here to there as an user to root user, you can go for command sudo su, so that we will be having the root users all the permissions, so we can work on the updation or the software installation. So if you want to go for the services, it has been offered by HTTP. So we can go for the servers applications by entering the command service httpd start, httpd stop, http restart. If you give the restart, it will present and the EC2, and it will be restarting the EC2 at the time, so that if we need any sort of information to be started at some point, or if you want to stop at any point, if you are using HTTP, then you can use this command, that is httpd start, stop or restart. So okay, then that is the information that will be given at there. Our root user will be basically the root directory, that is which will be taken from the var. As we know in the Linux we earlier studied that var www/html, we will be saving it in the HTML or PHP or HTTP. If you want to use any sort of data, you can be using HTML. We will be using the HTML or HTTP. So these are the basic commands that will be required for us to operate it in the EC2 instance. There are some more basic commands that we need to know. That is pwd is a command that is used to know the present working directory of the data. Next we need to have cat. Cat is a directory where you can see the particular items that are there in a file. Touch is a file. You can create the file by entering the command touch and enter the file name so that you can create the touch file. So it does not have any sort of data. CD change. CD will be given for the command that will change. mkdir, that will be creating a directory. cb means copy paste. rm means remove. ls is for the list, and ls-a will be for the hidden files, and ls-r to remove the files or you reverse the files, or ls-l will be showing the long list of the files. So in the basic EC2 version, we can give the command ctrl plus x plus y, and if you enter that, then you give hoping to save the file by using the nano file editor. We will be using the nano file editor user. Basically I prefer vim editor, but it is very easy to use nano file editor for editing the data in this EC2 instance, because any sort of data is easy to instance for checking it. If you want to use vim, we will be giving the file, then we will be going for the entering into the data. We will give the insert option to insert any data. If you want to quit from it, you will go for escape. In this nano, we will be going nano file name, so that we will be going into nano file data. Then if you want to save it, we need to use this type of key. So this is the basic command that we will be using for in the purpose of EC2 by the Linux operating system. These are the basic commands that you need to know. So security group is a group where, as I said earlier, we will be having some sort of security groups where the data is stored securely, or the different types of sites. If we go into basically Google Chrome or internet anywhere, we will be seeing, we will be getting a DNS breach, that is you cannot enter this site or you cannot access this site at this moment. So that is the problem which we have getting, because the server port 80 that is related to the HTTP is not accepted or on at our stage, so at our region. So if you are not getting on or if you are not entering into any site, if you are not able to access through any site, then here in our region that access is not there. So we will be having we can create the security group. So we will be giving the security group data like that. If you have a name, we will be having different types of servers. Basically we will be having VPC server as a credential server for that, so that if you want to enter, inbounds and outbounds are the main concept here. Inbound is we will be having basically default and security group, or we can create one. Basically in security group, the default security group will not be having any sort of restrictions to it. All ports are open, all centers are open, everything can be accessed through it. If you want to run your server by the default one, you can go ahead, because you need not have any worries about not working at any zone. But if you want to do any custom things, then you need to go for custom, means you need to go for creating a security group. So security group is created here by giving the name and giving the inbound and outbound rules for creating the server. So if you are giving the port open for 80 and 22, so here you are giving the open ports for SHS, and you are giving HTTP and permission, because your server can be using the HTTP by the port of 80, so that your server can be accessed at that region or the region, at that region or that zone. So this is the different types of protocols you can follow in the data, that is TCP or UDP, ICMP, HTTP, DNS, LDAP, SMB, SSH, SMTP. These are the different types of protocols that will be given as an option for our security group. So if you want to give suppose we need to give custom one, we can give custom group. so that you can give all access to the all ports. You can freely give all sorts of data. But if you want to get into HTTP only, then you need to give HTTP. The port will be 80 and that will be entered into that, so that at the entrance or at the sort of data, we will be only getting the server which is only from HTTP. So if you enter the server or .com with the starting of HTTP, then you can enter this site. Then if you want to go for like that, we have different types of ports like SMB with 445, means we need to use the port 445, or you need to designate the port 445 in order to get the server SMB or SSH for 22 and SMTP for 25. So that these are the particular ports that are reserved or preserved earlier than when we create the security group. So in this we can clearly say that this is a security group and its functionality, and in default, as I said, now there will be no changes in that. We can use the default for restricting any. If you don't want to restrict anyone, then you can use the default security group, or else you can go for custom by creating these sorts of data. Next, if we see further into that, so the inbound and outbound can be also called as the ingress and egress. Inbound will be called as ingress because it will be coming according to rules that will be created about the inbound, means which we want to enter into that. So it is the inbound, so it will be called as an ingress. If you want to get it out of it, then if you want to take the information out of it, then it will be called as the egress. So this is how we know about today's class. That is, we have different types of permissions or the descriptions that can be seen at the EC2 instance, and we have different types of security groups like default and custom. We can create any sort of them by using EC2 instances. So thank you, and we will see you in the next class.